Hello again, everyone. Terry Earthwind over at Consortium, and I have Bill Sherman with me today. Bill, thanks for stopping in. I'm excited to hear what you're doing.
Hey, Terry, good to see you.
Well, Bill Sherman, here's the famous question. What are you doing?
So I'm working with organizations to solve a problem around metrics. Specifically, how are they measuring success for their thought leadership efforts? And so it's a relatively new function within many organizations. The last 2 to 3 years, most organizations have been looking and saying, let's add a thought leadership function. It's different than content marketing. It's different than B2B marketing, but they're looking to say, okay, we're trying to put thought leadership out there, either to fill the sales pipeline, to sustain a conversation with the target audience when they're not ready to buy or it's inappropriate to have a sales conversation, or just to influence how people think and act. And so because there are so many different ways of reaching this audience, that it becomes important for how are you measuring success when success might be this month's sales pipeline, or it could be that conversation you had as a one-on-one CEO to CEO may take 12 to 18 months to materialize. And so how do you have a dashboard for those activities for thought leadership?
Fabulous, fabulous. Thought leadership is really coming to the fore, and I agree with you. I would say for about the last year and a half, it's come up quite often. A lot of meetings and gatherings and groups that I'm in various categories, both on LinkedIn, where this is going to post, and various other places. And how are you seeing thought leadership coming into your new clients?
So thought leadership has been the core of what I do for about 8 years, and I've been in the field for about 20. And so what I've seen is nobody gets into thought leadership either as an independent thought leader or on behalf of their organization. And my focus is on the organizational side, but nobody gets into thought leadership when they're in college and they say, hey, I'm going to do thought leadership after I graduate. It's a second or a third career for many people. They may have been in marketing, they may have been in operations or in research or strategy. And now they're saying, okay, how do we get ideas going forward to reach the audiences that we want to reach and influence how people think and act? Thought leadership is in many ways the ability to see around corners and see a possible future, and then be able to describe that future, whether it's to your internal employees, to your prospects and buyers, or media, or it could be public policy makers. There's a number of people that you can possibly reach.
Excellent, excellent. And if you would, I'd like you, we've got some time here, and that's fabulous because you and your partner, Peter Winnick, do a gig every week on thought leadership.
We do.
And I've been to him for most of the last 3 months or so. Very interesting, that dialogue that's going there. Perhaps you could talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so it started at the beginning of COVID in March. And what we said was, okay, let's create an opportunity for people who are doing thought leadership on the independent level to come together to share what they see, what's going on. Because what we notice, especially with independent thought leaders, is they're on their own a lot. They're writing the book or they're doing the consulting, but they don't know other people in the profession who are trying to solve the same thought leadership problems. And that's true on the organizational side as well. You may be the one or two people in the organization tasked with thought leadership, and everybody else sort of scratches their heads and says, what are you doing here? Is it content marketing? Is it B2B? What is thought leadership? And so one of the things we recognized is it's important to create a community, to have a shared language, a shared sense of what the pulse of the market is doing and what it needs, as well as to learn from each other's experiences. And so we create the roundtable, which on Tuesdays at 1 Eastern meets, and we talk about thought leadership from an independent practitioner's perspective.
All right. Somebody interested in seeing this, how are they going to reach out to you guys?
So you can find us online at thoughtleadershipleverage.com. You can find me at Bill Sherman on LinkedIn. and look forward to hearing the conversation.
Fabulous, Bill. Thanks for stopping by. And ladies and gentlemen, look that up. Thought leadership is a lot more than what we're able to put in 5 minutes today. Thank you for watching today, and reach out to us if you have more questions. Evolutionary, eve of illumination, healer, to end suffering, to start anew. Evolutionary Healer, LLC.